What are some general guidelines to keep in consideration if an employee has come to you and is complaining about discrimination that he or she has experienced on the job? Well, the first thing is to recognize if you have been conferred with the authority to take this type of complaint. If you have not been, you want to immediately bring the employee to, or refer the employee to, the individual within your organization who is charged with EEO, Equal Employment Opportunity responsibilities, the person who has been conferred with the authority to receive complaints. Because what has just happened is that the employee has, in coming to you and complained, exercised your organization's internal grievance procedure. Now, if you have been authorized to take these types of complaints, you want to immediately stop doing whatever else you're working on right now. Unless this building is literally on fire, this is probably the most important thing on your task of duties today. And you have one shot to get it right. And bear in mind that it may have taken a significant amount of effort for this employee to even knock on your door. So bring the employee in, ask him or her to have a seat, shut the door, turn off the computer, put the phone on Do Not Disturb, ask the employee for permission to take notes. If you start writing furiously, the employee may be quiet and may not want to speak further. Explain to him or her that what he or she is about to tell you is important and you would like to have the opportunity to take some occasional notes. Now, you don't want to sit there and write verbatim word for word. You want to maintain eye contact, allow the employee to speak, and take down the occasional note. I recommend the who, what, where, when method now. Allow the employee to speak, but fill in the blanks after he or she has said everything that's on his or her mind by asking, who's harassed you? Who do you believe has discriminated against you? Are there any witnesses to this behavior? What happened? If there's any evidence of discrimination or harassment in the form of notes that the alleged perpetrator, the alleged person, the alleged harasser has provided to this employee, emails, gifts, things of that nature, ask the employee to bring them to you. Who, what, where? Where did it happen? Every time. Ask, is this, if they've given you one scenario, ask, is this the only time that this has happened? Or has it happened on other occasions? And when did it happen? The employee may become emotional during this meeting. Ask the employee, can I get you a glass of water? Do you need a tissue? Don't interrupt as the employee is speaking. Allow the employee to speak and then come up with your follow-up questions later. And finally, at the end of the meeting, assure the employee that if anything else happens, that your door is always open and that he or she should report to you and monitor the situation. In some occasions, in some instances, it may be important to separate the alleged harasser from the employee. And remember, we're using alleged because you don't know what's happened at this point. You have a complaint and you have to allow the evidence to tell you ultimately what really happened. Assure the employee of the organization's anti-retaliation policy. And if there isn't one written, you need to get one in place immediately or make that recommendation immediately. Assure the employee that no retaliation for he or she coming forward will be tolerated. Allow them the opportunity to come back to you if anything else happens, but monitor the situation. And then speak to your supervisor, colleague, or human resources, and then begin the investigation immediately. This is Kathleen Bonzik. Thank you very much for watching and listening today.